Ben10 Omniverse is unfortunately the example of another rushed Wii U port and another badly adapted licensed game. The game is beatable but has severe frame rate issues, and can't get something as simple as audio tracks in sync.
You can get the abilities of any piece of tech just by touching it. Then the tech turns into dust. Pretty dangerous stuff. Yeah, he can get the abilities of any piece of tech just by touching it. Then the tech turns into dust. Pretty dangerous stuff.
The gameplay is generic and repetitive. Add on the fact that enemies take an insane amount of damage to kill, and you have a game that has combat only to service the padding of hours that it takes to beat it. There's also no challenge or sense of progression. Even with the aliens at their highest levels, it doesn't really seem to decrease the amount of time to kill them. Health also isn't an issue. Despite having artifacts to help increase your health, what's the point? Switching aliens heals your character automatically, so as long as you can time your switches properly, you shouldn't have an issue dying in the entirety of the game. Ben's aliens feel forced. Instead of Ben adapting to his environments, it feels like the environments are designed around his aliens. Here's some colored blocks, better use the Lego man. Gameplay even contradicts the story. The whole point of Ben going into the training facility was to find out why the Omnitrix was unpredictably transforming him. But in the game, you control the Omnitrix perfectly, even in the past. Your partner AI is atrocious and he often freezes in place and is unable to move. Co-op is okay. The Wii Remote and Nunchuck have horrid mapping, however. But luckily the classic controller does work. However, explaining the controls to your friends might be difficult due to the fact that the classic controller has switched trigger and button mappings. The game is also a badly configured port, making the Wii U version even worse than the Xbox or PS3's. The gamepad is essentially useless in the game, offering nothing more than the ability to switch aliens on the Omnitrix and a pause menu. The touchscreen doesn't even really do anything. I still have to use the buttons to access anything in the menu. The Wii U version also has an additional loading period that happens after switching characters in the Omnitrix, making the Wii U version the worst version, due to the fact that I have to look down away from the screen in order to select something, and the fact that I have to wait an additional time period to do it. To sum this up, Ben10 Omniverse is just another generic, boring, soulless beat-em-up that brings nothing new to the table and does absolutely nothing with Nintendo's new hardware. It's simply just another franchise game preying on the fandom of young children. There's really no reason to buy it, and there's no reason to rent it. It's just a time waster. And that's why Ben10 Omniverse gets a 4 out of 10.